People hear data clean room and assume it's some kind of vault. It's actually more useful to think of it as a neutral meeting space. Two organizations each bring their own customer data to the table. Neither one gets to see, copy, or walk away with the other's records. In that space, the data gets anonymized, matched where it overlaps, and analyzed. Only the aggregated result leaves the room. A retailer learns whether a campaign drove purchases. A publisher learns how much its audience overlaps with an advertiser's. Nobody hands over a customer list. Nobody exports raw records. And this isn't some kind of niche setup either. Google has Ads Data Hub, Amazon has its own version, Snowflake and AWS run independent clean rooms too. It's different vendors, but the same underlying idea. The whole point is you get the insight from the collaboration without the exposure that used to come with it. You may have heard CDP, DMP, and data clean room thrown into the same sentence, like they're competing for the same job. They're not. A CDP unifies your own first-party data into one customer view, used for segmentation and personalization. A DMP was built to activate third-party data for advertising, cookies, device IDs, that whole model. A clean room, it doesn't do any of those things. A clean room doesn't activate anything inside your channels. It just gives two organizations a safe way to analyze data they already have, without either side exposing their customer records. So if you're trying to personalize your own customer experience, that's a CDP problem. If you're trying to collaborate with a retailer or a publisher without handing over a customer list, that's what a clean room is for. And neither one replaces the other. A clean room without good first-party data behind it just produces weaker matches. Different stage of the life cycle and a different job entirely. It's not just whether your data is accurate, it's whether it's current. A lot of organizations are still running on batch imports. Customer data gets synced overnight, sometimes only once a day. So by the time that data actually reaches the clean room, it might already be hours old. A purchase that happened this morning isn't in there yet. A status change from yesterday afternoon might be missing too. And the clean room can only work with what it's given. It can't tell you the data is stale, it just analyzes whatever arrives. Remote sourcing changes that equation. Instead of syncing a copy overnight, you're querying the live data at the moment you need it. Your clean room analysis is only as current as the data feeding it. The right CDP makes sure that data is current.
Of course, there are marketing leaders who think that showing up with your data and joining their collaboration will unlock insight on its own. But a clean room can only match and analyze what you actually give it. If your customer records are scattered across 5 systems that don't talk to each other, the clean room doesn't know that. It just gives you a worse match rate without meaning to. When this happens, your audience overlap might look smaller than it really is. Attribution gets less reliable, and the opportunities that should have been visible stay hidden. So a clean room doesn't solve a data quality problem. It exposes one that was already there. Which means the real work isn't choosing the right clean room. It's making sure what you bring to it is worth analyzing in the first place. It's as though everyone's talking about first-party data like it's the only thing that matters. But this hasn't happened suddenly. Safari and Firefox started limiting third-party tracking years ago, before the COVID-19 pandemic even. Apple's app tracking transparency made cross-app tracking opt-in back in 2021. GDPR raised the bar on consent, and CCPA followed in California. This has been going on for years. Together, they removed the foundation that advertising and measurement used to stand on. So brands weren't given a choice between first-party data and the old approach. The old approach just stopped working. And first-party data was the only thing left standing when the dust settled. Clean rooms didn't invent privacy-first collaboration. They just gave organizations a way to act on the only model that was still available to them. That's why so much of this conversation keeps circling back to the same point. Strong first-party data isn't one option among several anymore. The hardest problem with clean room readiness is usually internal. The call is coming from inside the house. Marketing works from one dataset. Analytics works from another. Partnerships build their own export to feed a collaboration. 3 teams have 3 slightly different versions of the same customer, and nobody quite agrees on which version is right when a partner needs an answer fast. Dengage's Composable architecture treats the warehouse itself as the source of truth. The same data that powers a campaign or a journey is the same data that goes into a clean room collaboration. There's no separate export or reconciliation meeting to agree whose numbers are correct. One dataset trusted everywhere it's used. Isn't that what single customer view was always supposed to mean?